With restrictions on indoor dining in Ontario, picnics are back. Just not maybe as grand as those in days gone by. Award-winning cookbook author Lindy Mechefske joins us with her new book, Ontario Picnics, A Century of Dining Outdoors. Good morning. Now, did you write most of this book outside?
No, I did not. No, and I wrote it actually largely before the pandemic. So, and it was slated for publication last year, but it was going to the printers just as the pandemic was announced. So we held off for a year.
And it must have been nice to see, because are you in Kingston right now? Is that where you're based out of?
Yeah.
Are they picnicking in Kingston now?
Oh, yes, of course. Weekly. At every opportunity, sometimes just in the backyard, but yeah, picnicking every chance.
Right, it's that pandemic move forcing us to go back to the way things were. But tell me about where you got the inspiration for this book, because some of these picnics are pretty amazing.
They're really fantastic. So the inspiration, I guess, I'm just generally besotted with Canadian culinary history. And I came across a couple of photographs and I thought these are just so beautiful and kind of reminded me of how gorgeous Ontario is, which I think we've lost sight of, or I had lost sight of. But how charming and how important picnics were in our history. And they kind of, they brought entire communities together in a way that we don't really do anymore. So I just thought it was a really important reminder.
They bring families together. Though actually, this one that we're showing now, that's from Niagara-on-the-Lake, correct?
That is, yeah. That is just. I just love that. We're still flying the old ensign, right, instead of the Canadian flag. So you can sort of tell the dates by the pictures, by what people are wearing, and yeah. But this is just a beautiful shot because it's so clear. Obviously, a professional photographer was involved here.
Yes, yes. You talk about bringing communities together, also brought families together. I think of like my grandparents, Grandpa and Grandma Hom. They weren't Grandpa and Grandma Hom then, but they met each other at a church picnic. So that's how our side of the family kind of got started. And I was like, so going through these, I'm like, oh, how many relationships started as a result of this?
Yeah, it was a major way of gathering people socially. So yeah, I think that's a fantastic history. You're here because of a picnic, basically.
Yes, at the Reforestry Farm in St. Williams. That's where it happened. You've got lots of pictures from Niagara as well. So I kind of wanted to focus in on these ones because some of them are quite unique.
Very much so, yeah. Oh, this is Grimsby Beach. I just love this picture. I mean, these women are so elegant, and the men too, but this is a plate race and kind of hilarious game that they played at picnics where the males usually would move the plates. There'd be two paper plates to step on. And the women had to keep their feet on the plates, not knock their partners over. But it was a race, so it got pretty.
Right.
I think it's quite difficult actually. I tried it in the backyard.
Lots of fun and games, and then this one is by the falls itself, a little more recent.
Yes, this one I think is 1960, and this is from Library and Archives Canada collection. And I just think it's great because I love the tin hamper in here and the clothes, like it's a great iconic picture.
Right, and what picnicking clothes were is quite interesting as well. Now this is Emancipation Day in Port Dalhousie. That's a fascinating photo.
Yes, and I hunted high and low for Emancipation Day picnic photographs, and sadly there are so few. So this one I think is Port Dalhousie, 1941. And I tracked it down in St. Catharines. I had actually gone up to Owen Sound and gone through archives, just unfortunately. And I actually went to a church too because I thought maybe one of the Baptist church groups would have records of the picnics. But unfortunately, it seemed like there were very few cameras involved. So this is that's a really rare image.
Mm-hmm. And you also have the kind of the first gay pride picnic as well is in the book. So it's a little bit more recent history as well. Where can people get this book?
So it should be available everywhere. I think there have been distribution issues just because of shipping in general and shipping of
pandemic,
books.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it should be available like online and at all bookstores, and most independent bookstores are ordering it in. So, widely available throughout the province.
Okay. Good luck on your next picnic. I'm sure you're picnicking a lot more, whether it's in your backyard or your front yard or wherever. But Lindy, always a pleasure to speak with you. And we'll get more details up at chch.com on this book.
Thank you, Annette. Pleasure to be with you.
Ontario.